Excel, is that the graph one?
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, because like a lot of coaches use that for programming and stuff. And I was like I've had clients, I'm like, yeah, my other coach has a spreadsheet. And I was like, damn, that looks good. And then I'm like, I got everything like written down in like chicken scratch. And they're like, yeah, my other coach got this on a spreadsheet. I'm like, fuck, dude. I was like, they can't even like read my programming because they're like, what does this say?
That's funny, man. My wife doesn't even let me write. She doesn't
Yeah,
like how I write. She
that's
doesn't
fair.
like the look of it. She doesn't
Yeah.
like the way I write. She says I
Yeah.
write backwards. Like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
So anytime there's any
As long as you can
writing
read
to
it,
be done,
honestly.
she's
Yeah.
like, give me that. I'll do it. Yeah.
Whatever.
How am I
As long
supposed
as
to get better?
yeah, true. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can read it,
yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT does everything now anyway. So
Yeah, dude. Next thing you know, you're gonna have like a robot that's walking around and it can just do it for you.
and they're doing things like right now, like in the trades, getting people to wear cameras so that I can like film your hands do the things
What?
so they can upload that into
Oh,
computers and stuff.
yeah.
So like the hand
Damn.
movements that we think only we can do,
Yeah.
it's learning that now.
Oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually talking to one of my buddies. He just got a new job. Like he's a heavy equipment operator, and he was doing it for the city of Warman. Now he's at the mines, and I was like, oh well. I was like, you don't have to worry about like AI. Like you'll always have a job working in the trades. He's like, no, dude. he's like, you should see these new this new equipment that they're building. Like it's basically learning everything
Mm-hmm.
that they're doing. I was like, that's fucked, honestly. But yeah.
I think even the way things are built and designed are going to be changed out so that robots can do it. Like when you think of like mechanics,
Oh yeah.
like things don't get fixed anymore; they just get replaced,
Yeah.
right? So now that's just a robot. Take it off, put it back on,
100%.
because things like if it has a dent,
Yeah.
we don't fix the dent
No,
anymore. We just replace that section,
yeah.
and that's how everything will be. Where it's like you don't actually fix it; you just replace the part and build it, so it's cheap to replace.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, like, yeah, just we don't really fix things anymore.
Mhm.
Like you very rarely are you gonna like, yeah, mechanics actually fix the part and then put it back in. Like you just get a new one and then that's it, which is seems kind of wasteful.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're
man.
like, fuck it, we can just like
There's stuff laying
we'll
around
just make
now.
another one. Yeah.
Just bury it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just put it on the ground, put it in the landfill.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to just like introduce yourself, who
Yeah.
you are, where you're from, kind of what you're about,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll just kind of tell my story. Okay, well, we'll start about like my professional side.
1998.
Yeah, when I was born, came out of the womb. But yeah, no. So I'm Ethan, and I've been a personal trainer now for 4 years. And outside of that, I guess I've still been in the fitness industry. Like I started working out when I was 15, and then I was always like in the gym, whether it was lifting weights or doing Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, um, and yeah, just always been in the fitness space. But uh, as much as I do love it, I honestly actually think I love the martial arts more. And I think I just use my lifting to complement martial arts, which is funny because I'm actually not training at the moment. But yeah, I like,
Not training martial arts.
yeah, I'm not training, like, I'm not doing any Muay Thai or anything right now, which is unfortunate, but that's why I've always like lifted weights, was always to complement the sport that I was doing.
Right.
And that all started when I was 15 playing football. and my football coach was said that I was small and I needed to get bigger and stronger for the football team. And he's like, "You need to go hit some weights." So that's basically where I started out. Then I just had fun lifting with the boys. You know, we get like an arm pump, only hit bench press, fuck legs, you know, like that was the workout when we were like 15, 16. We were like, uh, we would go to the weight room like in between classes because like bell would ring. We're supposed to go walk to like the next class. We'd go quickly like get an arm pump. Like, oh, it's like some cute girl in the next class or something. And that's like what we just got us like in the gym.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. So yeah, I started when I was 15. And
Just between class.
just between class, honestly, just get like an arm pump. I remember me and my buddies would just be like, we would like go hit like curls until like we literally couldn't lift our arms, and then we'd be like, okay, time to go to class. I'm like trying to write, can't. But yeah, so obviously not knowing what I was doing, it was horrible. I had absolutely no guidance at all. Um, but then, I mean, I kept going, which is honestly the main thing for anybody working out. Is just like
Right.
as long as you're consistent, you keep showing up, you're gonna make some progress.
Mhm.
And yeah, I kept showing up and graduated. Wasn't playing football anymore, but was still in the gym. Didn't really have a direction with it. And then I was like trying to like bulk up or like do bodybuilding. And then I reached out to a bodybuilding coach when I was like 17 and uh, decided to try it out. Did that for like about a year where I was eating the chicken and rice
Mm.
and like eggs and oatmeal at breakfast, 2 protein shakes, did the whole thing. And it was good. I think I learned quite a bit about that, but
Did you
um,
compete?
no.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready for a competition, and then I just I hated the process of um, uh, just the bodybuilding. Like
Mhm.
I didn't like the you know having to watch everything that I was eating and stuff like that, and like that. And that being said, it's probably not ideal. That at the same time I was still doing Muay Thai and stuff, so that's why I didn't like it because you're in such a crazy caloric deficit while
Right.
still trying to do a sport is not ideal because you're just not recovering very well, and then you try and show up to practice and you got no energy, you're super sore from your workouts and stuff, and then you just have a shit practice and yeah, just start to feel a little bit worn down. And again, for me, it was always to complement my sport, not make it worse. So that's where I was like, I don't think bodybuilding is the
Yeah.
answer for me, even though I wanted to put on size. But
I
yeah,
actually like have probably heard from like over 10 people that they went into bodybuilding and then quit before the competition date and never
yeah.
went back. It's very common.
It's honestly respect to the bodybuilders
Right.
because it is a very tough process to actually get there, to actually get on stage. And uh, I mean,
Mentally too, like
oh, I think
yeah,
all mentally.
right,
I mean, when it comes down to anything physical, in my opinion, it all starts
right.
with the brain first. And like, I think that's a misinterpreted thing about like working out, even martial arts, is like it seems like a meathead thing to do. Or you're just going to beat people up, or you're just going to lift
Mm,
heavy weights. Like it's just a meathead thing to do. But like may be sometimes, but if you want to be really exceptional at it, like you like you have to use your brain a lot, probably more than you would ever think you would.
right.
Um, but yeah, so even with like if even if that's discipline or the mind muscle connection, or just trying to think about technique, trying to stay calm under pressure, all that kind of stuff. Like it's obviously all the brain, and without that, you're just not going to have that skill set, or
Mm,
you're just not going to be able to show up on that day if that's in this case a bodybuilding show. But yeah, um, yeah, a lot of people quit. I mean, I quit before I even got on stage,
mm,
and I don't really regret it. But respect to the bodybuilders that do make it, because it's a grind.
mhm,
It's crazy grind, and yeah, just wasn't quite for me. Uh, And that being said, I could never see myself in a Speedo. So, so I think I was getting to that point. I like had one, and then I like did one posing session. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. You know, I was like, feel kind of exposed
yeah,
here. So,
yeah,
then he's like, yeah, we got to do like spray tans. I was like, fuck, dude, I don't know about this anymore. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, props to the people that do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Even for like martial arts, like the guys who are wearing like those like tiny shorts, I'm like, how are you wearing
mm,
those?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
go fight in front of a bunch of people.
right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably just my own insecurities.
We could turn this into a therapy session.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm just venting now.
Yeah,
But yeah, um, yeah, and then I just kept uh even though I wasn't bodybuilding, obviously I kept working out, and without a coach, no direction, just doing random workouts for a very long time, honestly. Like, I mean,
oh, you just see something and try it out, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like never, honestly, just for a long time, never gave a shit about technique, didn't care to
right.
learn. Like, I thought I had good technique, like just an ignorant young dude, like was like, I can bench like
Yeah,
185 pounds, bro. Why do I need technique? I thought I was the shit. When like just looking back at it now, especially because I do train kids that are honestly going through the same thing as I did. Like now I have some clients that come to me and they're like uh 15, 16 years old, and they're looking to bulk up for football or get stronger for hockey or whatever. And I was just tell them like, don't make the same mistakes that I did. Like you could be so much farther in like
mm,
a short amount of time. And I really am seeing it now with like the younger generation coming into the gym now, because we have so much more knowledge about working out and performance. It's honestly crazy seeing some of these kids, like they're freak athletes.
yeah.
Like I'm seeing these like 17, 18-year-old kids squatting. Like I literally watched this guy, I think he's like 18 or 19 today, squatted 430 pounds for 5 reps. And I was like,
How big is he?
dude, he's like 200 pounds.
What
Yeah,
the?
he's the same size as me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Do you find that they're pretty coachable?
oh, super coachable.
Do you
Like,
still get like the odd
oh yeah.
person who thinks they know everything?
Yeah. Or I would say not so much that they know everything, but they just don't really give a shit.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like, um, they're there because their parents sent them,
I see. Yeah.
and yeah, um, not because they actually want to get stronger or bigger. They're like, well, it's the off season or whatever, and uh, their parents want them to stay active, so
Mm,
they show up, and yeah. But uh, yeah, no, there's definitely. I would say more often than not, though, there's kids that are showing up and putting in the work, which I love to see, because
right.
I was that kid once, and like I wish I had myself back then, like now. And it's kind of cool that I can be that for somebody else.
Mm.
Um because I'm like looking back at it, I'm like, oh, I wish I had like a mentor or coach like myself. But it's almost rewarding for me to do that work now for the other kids that I do want to put in the work.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's crazy though. I think I have a very skewed perspective on like just the standard of lifting now because just working at Rise, there's some freaks in there.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's absolute freaks. It's like, dude, like you just like, I mean, I'm a strong guy. Like I can squat 450 pounds, but I feel weak. Like I
Mm.
shouldn't feel weak because I like that's a great squat. But I see guys doing that for like reps, or they're like, they got like my PR on the bar, and I'm like, oh hey man, what are you doing? They're like, oh, warming up, son of a bitch. Like,
Oh,
what do you mean?
man.
What do you mean
Yeah,
you're
me
warming up?
too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy, man.
yeah.
It's crazy too, because I always think of like, what do you do when you see somebody who's maybe doesn't have great technique, but they're just naturally strong?
Mm.
So then it's almost like, why would they change how they're doing it
Oh,
when they're doing it better than most people? Because I
yeah,
feel that way sometimes. Not that like I'm a freak athlete or anything, but like my cardio is pretty good. Like
yeah,
that's probably like the best part of my boxing is I have
yeah.
really good cardio.
Hell yeah.
And then when I look at people how they train cardio,
Hmm.
I always think about that. I always think like, I wonder if I did that, it would make my cardio better, or if what I'm doing is working, or like that's where like I always I'm not sure if I should just keep doing what I'm doing, or because like science is getting better.
Yeah.
Or does that like not work for everyone too? So like that's where
Yeah.
like I'm like I don't freaking know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's very true for training. It's really not that black and white. Like everybody is a little bit different. So if that technique works for them, like great, like keep doing that until it stops working.
Right.
Until like maybe they start hitting like a plateau or a block, maybe then look at switching something. But if it's working, just keep doing it.
Mm.
And like I don't think there's not necessarily a right answer, but there's definitely like a wrong answer. Like if I, as far as I like think about like strength training and like technique wise, if there's um like somebody squatting and like let's say their knees cave in, but like
Mm.
they don't have any like knee pain, or like they're very strong doing that. I wouldn't say it's necessarily wrong. Like if it's working for them, it's working for them.
Right.
And I've definitely seen that actually at a very high level. Um, Even competitions I watch, like the Sheffield, which is uh, like the most prestigious powerlifting event. You don't get to compete at it unless you're going to break a world record. And one thing that I noticed watching it was like everybody had different techniques. It's not like they're all doing the same thing, even though they're only doing squat, bench, and deadlift. But everybody had a different way of doing it, really. And you saw some people with like a very narrow stance, like let's say in a squat, or some people with a super wide stance, and then some people who would like just like dump it and go super fast and try and bounce back up. Some people go really slow. And that's
Mm.
where I just don't think there's really a right answer for like technique. And
Right.
I think you could probably honestly say the same thing about martial arts too. Like one thing I learned from Kurt um was like, like I would ask him about something if I'm like sparring or something, and he'd be like, well, did it land? And I'd be like, yeah. He's like, did you get hit back? Like, did you stay safe? And I was like, yeah, I stayed safe. I didn't get hit. And he's like, well, that worked. Like if it works, it works.
Wow.
Like,
I
like,
like that.
yeah, like, yeah, it's honestly, I think if it's again, yeah, if it's working for you, like for you, for example, like your cardio and you can outpace like all the other boxers and your cardio is your strong suit, whatever you're doing is working.
Right.
So why would you change it? Um, and people just adapt to different, like they adapt differently to what they're given. Like, yeah, like somebody like because you do a lot of running, like
Mhm.
maybe somebody's just not gonna adapt that well to a lot of running.
Yeah,
Like,
because I hear that for a lot of people say running's useless for combat sports. But then
yeah,
I feel like not that I run a lot, like maybe I run once or twice a week.
yeah,
Usually do like a fast one and then I do a long, slow one.
hell yeah,
And then, I enjoy marathons. I enjoy like long distance running. But but then I think like it's got to
yeah,
because it like how is like the person saying that to me, my cardio is better than them at combat, you know?
yeah.
I'm just like I could do more rounds than you right
Oh,
now.
oh yeah,
So it's like what I just don't that's where I get confused because yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would definitely agree with you. Like, I most definitely think that running is um great conditioning for combat sports. Um, and I think this is where like maybe people are like why they would say that is it doesn't like it's not the sport itself like the like
Right.
but what you're trying to do is create a general adaptation and that's cardio and you can be light on your feet like you're doing these long runs you might not be in like a fight stance or you're like skipping or whatever like but it's the general adaptation that you're trying to build like you're like on your feet for X amount of time, like a long run, and like trying to stay light on your feet and maintain a good pace. And that's the general adaptation that you're making. Same thing you do like in fighting is obviously you're trying to be, you know, maintaining like a good pace majority of the time. Like you don't want to just like bell rings and then you go try and finish like go as hard as you can. Like if you're trying to like do rounds with people, like let's say you're doing a sparring day and you're doing, 12 rounds that day, like you don't want to go and just gas yourself on the first round. You want to maintain
Right.
probably a good pace so that you're getting good quality rounds throughout that training session. Um, which is, in my opinion, what you're creating with running, even though it's not like the sport itself, it's the general adaptation that you're trying to make.
Mm.
And I would probably argue that with just strength training as well. Like it's pretty popular to see now people like coaches online trying to like almost mimic the sport uh, in the weight room. And the idea is like, oh well, you're going to be doing this in the weight room, so that's why this is a good um, uh, exercise for uh, uh, this in particular. Like, let's say like a Zercher squat, like is great for wrestlers for like the takedown, but uh, not that I know everything about training, and honestly, that probably be a lot of people who disagree with me. But I think you'd be better off with creating a general adaptation and trying to focus on where you want to get stronger instead of trying to just do your sport in the weight room. Like the weight room's not meant for your sport. The weight room's meant to get stronger. Your sport is meant for your sport, and that's where you're building the skill. And um, there's better exercises that you could choose that are actually going to give you what you're looking for. Because when you're trying to like mimic your sport, typically you have a limiting factor of like let's say the Zercher squat, for example. I'll just pick on that. But um, I do think it can be a good movement, but like you're not going to get your legs very strong because you're limited by your arms. So if you're really trying to get your legs strong and
Mhm.
that's your main focus, like doing something like back squat would probably be a better tool to use. Or
'Cause you can load it
yeah,
heavier.
yeah, you can just load. You
Right.
can load it way more, and then if like train those qualities independently. Like, because if I want to do like strengthen up my arms, like I could use a better exercise, and rather than trying to put them both together.
Right.
And then when you go to practice and you do your sport, that's when you put them together. That's when you're going to be shooting takedowns and you're going to be like, like you're probably going to be gripping people and like doing your takedown there. And that's where you connect the dots. And then again, yeah, in my opinion, not in the weight room. Like you could be doing a better, using your time better, choosing exercises that you can load more for the thing that you're actually trying to target. But yeah, same thing with conditioning in this case is uh, like running, I think transfers to martial arts super, super well because you are, again, just creating that general adaptation of like, I'm just working on conditioning now,
Right.
not necessarily like my sport, but
I think where running at like a steady pace helps me is because I kind of box at a steady pace,
mm,
you
yeah,
know? Like I'm
yeah,
not very like explode, go, 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 and then like I'm like
yeah,
moving around and it's not like that. It's not like these sprint. I'm kind of more of like I'm just kind of touching you, touching you, touching you, touching you. I'm just kind of like I
yeah,
find that range where I could always be and it's
yeah.
more of like a constant pace than
Like,
small sprints.
yeah, it's like water breaking down a rock.
Yeah. So that's where I do think running helps,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
Even though I do like sprints too,
Yeah.
I think I sprint less.
Well, and also you like you can't sprint all the time.
No.
Like that's like most of your base, whether it's conditioning or strength training, has to be like like the lower effort actually is where you build most of your foundation.
Right.
Because yeah, you just can't train at 100% all the time. You'll get way too fatigued and your training is going to start to dip down pretty quick. Um, it's just the quality of it. You're going to be too tired, too stiff, and uh, like yeah, just the quality of your training will go down. And so for sprints, for example, they're great to do, but you can't sprint every day because that would just eventually catch up with you. And those longer runs are where you build a lot of that uh, endurance, actually. Like sprints are great, but yeah, like I would only probably do them once a week.
Yeah. I think it's like that 80-20 rule, right? Like
Yeah.
80% of the time you're kind of training at that like baseline. And
Yeah.
then 20% of the time you're giving max effort, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I would say the same as with like people who are trying to get strong. Because if
Mhm.
I look at those, those kids I was talking about earlier, or even these freaks that I see at rise, they like, yeah, like most of their lifting is like they're like never maxing out, like
Right.
ever, which is what the big mistake that I made for a long time in my lifting career was like I always thought it was like if I work as hard as I can, like I gotta work as hard as I can in the gym, whether that
Mm,
was doing the Muay Thai or lifting. I was like, I gotta train to failure. I gotta push this as hard as I possibly can. Um, which I mean, I do respect that people do have that mentality, but if you could combine that with like some strategy in your training, uh, it'll take you so much farther. Because
Right.
as soon as like I hired a coach, and it was one of the first things they said was like, "You got to stop like pushing these so hard." I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like, I was
You
like,
don't know anything.
"Yeah, yeah." Literally, I was like, "Okay, like maybe I'll like start looking for a different coach." But
Yeah.
uh, uh, I started to listen, and it's like leave some reps left in the tank, or
Mhm.
whatever. Like pull back, have some days where like things are just moving fast. Like that, not everything needs to be a grind. Like
Right.
have it be smooth, and then have some days where like you actually are going to push it hard. And that was where I saw the most progress. Like uh, at first, like I hated it because I was always like, I could squat like, let's say 400 pounds. You tell me to squat like 330. Why? What's even the point?
Right.
And, I just followed the process. I was like, they got to know what they're doing because they lift way more than I do. So I just followed the process, and then, yeah, it works.
Right.
So yeah, if you can combine that mentality, like obviously I think it's good to like be a savage and like be like, I'm going to leave it all out there. But that can also shoot you in the foot
Yeah.
if you're doing that too much all the time. Uh, like even if I think about like again martial arts, um, a lot of your best training days are just doing like low effort, like low effort's maybe a bad word for it, but like just technique work. Like again, if I just really wanted a good jab, like I'm just gonna practice the jab. Like I could just jab for like an hour. It'd be super boring, but like just working on technique, working on
Mhm.
technique, working on technique. It's not like sparring where those are like hard rounds and you're super gassed, but when it comes down to sparring, that transfers super well.
Right.
Um,
Even when you look at sparring now, like the mentality behind sparring has changed
yeah.
in the last 10 years.
Oh, big
Now
time.
90% of sparring is light
Yeah.
and touch, and that it is that mental work. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
obviously the rounds add up,
Yeah.
but like the first half of class you're fine and you're
Yeah.
more using your brain and trying to like figure things out, figure out
Oh,
patterns,
yeah.
see what your range is like. It's not really
Yeah.
like back to what you were saying at the beginning about like everything's mental, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
100%.
before sparring was like who's the toughest
Just
guy
grind it
here?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Grind
beat
it
the
out.
shit out of each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, because I started martial arts probably like 12, 12, 13 years ago. And I remember, yeah, when I first started, sometimes we just like threw down, like, like,
Definitely.
yeah, I was just getting like literally beat up and like, uh,
Are you
and,
from Saskatoon? You're
yeah, well, like Warman. So I grew up just
okay.
outside of Saskatoon. And
Right.
then, when I was 17, I moved to Saskatoon. So
Where did
I'm,
you start training?
I started at Shears actually
Oh,
when I was 15, almost 16. Me and my friend Connor decided to like go do kickboxing at Cheers, and because I think that was, as far as I knew back then, that was kind of the only place that was doing kickboxing and stuff. Then, like maybe didn't really do our research, but either way, that was the place that we chose, which was a long drive from Warman.
right. Other end of the city?
Yeah, it was almost like an hour drive, like
Yeah.
because we were on the north end of Warman, driving the south end of Saskatoon, almost an hour drive, and yeah,
Trying to get there for class, so it's like
Yeah.
right at the worst time of driving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like rush hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we started out. And we like, because it was so far away and like we were in high school still, like we only really trained 2 or 3 times a week. Uh but yeah, that's where I started out with kickboxing. And that all started because I watched The Ultimate Fighter with GSP. And I was like, fuck yeah. That's what I that's what I want to do. It's like I want to be that dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was GSP and Chael Sonnen. I watched that and I was like sold. It's
Yeah.
like,
Chael Sonnen was the man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just, yeah. I think that was the golden era of the UFC. Honestly, it was so good back then. I mean,
Yeah.
it still is now, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, started out there, and then yeah, pretty inconsistent with it 2 to 3 times, but it was a good intro, especially being young. And then uh, like yeah, I was graduated, and me and Connor kind of went our separate ways. So I kind of stopped training at Cheers. And then I have an older brother, and that's how I know Jesse
Mhm.
Bolt and Ryan Toman. And back then they were training in Ryan's basement. And I think Jesse already had like a pro fight or two, maybe. And I don't know, my brother must have talked to them or something. They messaged me, they're like, hey man, like, uh, we heard that you've been doing some like kickboxing, Muay Thai or whatever. And they were like, yeah, we're just looking for like another like training partner. Would you be down to come train with us? I was like, yeah, sounds great. Um, yeah, they were like, yeah, you sparred and everything before. I'm like, oh yeah, like 17-year-old kid had a big ego. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm good to go. uh, yeah, and then I think the first session, like training session that we did in Ryan's basement, we ended up doing jujitsu, which I had never done before. I got absolutely steamrolled, just got annihilated. And I was like, shit, dude, I got to learn how to like wrestle.
Mhm.
And I got to learn how to like defend myself on the ground. And then, yeah, basically from there, that was like, I'm going to start doing the MMA thing
Right.
instead of just the Muay Thai.
It's 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 interesting how different jujitsu is from like boxing or kickboxing because whoever's better wins every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's no lucky punch. There's
No.
no like because you're maybe stronger, you might even though this guy's been training for 5 years and you've never trained,
Yeah.
you could get a lucky punch.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah,
know,
for sure.
there's none of that in jujitsu.
No.
It's like if you're better, you're winning
Yeah.
every single time, and
Every
you
time.
feel it when
Yeah.
you're in there for the first time.
Yeah.
You
100%.
know, just getting tossed around.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how much, like, how much you lift or whatever. Like, it's irrelevant when you're doing jujitsu. Like, if that guy's got better technique than you, you're fucked.
Mhm.
He's going to win, and probably pretty fast.
And the first time I rolled around with Hunter, I felt like a child.
Oh, yeah.
I
What do you
felt like a
mean?
little
Dude, I
kid,
still
man.
do. I still
Well,
do.
I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
stick to standing.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember, I'm just like, you can do anything you want to me right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing I
Literally.
could do.
Yeah. That's how I felt like whenever like uh like wrestling with like nephew or something that's like, you just like body slam
Yeah,
him on the couch
exactly.
or the bed or whatever. And then like you just like you do whatever. And that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm the nephew with
Yeah.
Hunter. He just fucking picks me up. I'm like way up in the air. I'm like, fuck, like, and then he just lets me down gently. I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. I would have preferred actually you slammed me. Like,
That was so rude.
like that was rude that you just like like, oh, I'm just gonna let you down nicely. I'm like, ah, dude, like, yeah, it's humbling, but yeah, the ground game is definitely on another level with that, where like you're not get nothing's lucky about it.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, with boxing, Muay Thai, definitely like you can get a lucky strike.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, I still, I don't know. I do love the jujitsu and the wrestling, but there's just something about throwing hands, dude. This
It,
is so much more fun.
it's so fun.
Yeah,
Like sparring day is my favorite day, man.
yeah,
It's I just love like just trying to figure somebody else out,
yeah,
or like the moment that you have them figured out
yeah,
and how it's just kind of like you're flowing.
yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Oh man, like, yeah, I think that's yeah. Again, going back to like everything being mental, I think that when people who aren't in like who have never trained or aren't really in the boxing or martial arts space, like they just watch it on UFC or TV, like they watch UFC casually or whatever. Um, they don't actually realize what like is happening like in your brain, like because it's always like a puzzle piece that you're trying to figure out. Like
Hmm.
every round, even if you sparred the person before, like the feints that they're throwing and like just like you're trying to read like how they move and like with every round that might actually change because now they got like something figured out and you're like this isn't working anymore and now I have
Right.
to adapt and yeah it's one of the most fun things about it is like you're just trying to solve this puzzle that's evolving as you go is like if I like I have very limited boxing experience but for Muay Thai, like I might be throwing like a leg kick over and over again. It keeps landing, and eventually he's going to read that, and he's going to know that I'm going to throw that leg kick. Then he checks it once, and that hurts. And then I try and throw it again. He checks it again, and I'm like, that hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And then I throw it again, and he keeps checking. I'm like, I think I'm going to stop throwing these.
Right.
I got to start doing something else. And now the puzzle piece has changed. Um, and yeah, like that's the reason why I love it. Like
Hmm.
whether like you get out there and compete or not, it's just like I think that in itself is just so good for you.
Hmm.
Like the physical part of it, obviously it's great conditioning, it's great strength, builds a lot of confidence, but yeah, also just like you are problem solving at a very high level, like
Yeah.
under a lot of pressure.
Right.
Because if you fuck up,
Yeah. The consequences are.
they're pretty high.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just got rocked, or like I got choked out, or whatever. And yeah, it's just I love the saying of like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're doing like martial arts and you're building that skill set there, you're
Mhm.
also building it outside of the gym. And now you're, maybe a better problem solver in your job or, um, you know, even in a relationship or something like that. Like, I think those skills are transferable. And yeah, obviously I'm a pretty biased opinion, but I think everybody should be doing it or at least try it.
I totally. I don't see how. I totally agree, and I don't see how you can't make that correlation because you know, like even for myself, like I'm an extremely calm person.
Yeah.
It's very rare that like I get worked up or like
Yeah.
I panic or get overwhelmed, and I just 100% think it's because I've been in combat sports since I was 15,
Oh, yeah.
and
100%.
it's like if I can stay calm while somebody's trying to knock me out,
Yeah.
I can stay calm when someone's yelling at me or calling me mean
Oh,
names,
yeah,
you know?
dude, for sure.
Or
Yeah.
like this screw, I can't get it in.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
there's really nothing that is gonna like fluster me, or and that's
yeah.
what I 100%
Oh,
give the credit to.
yeah. Oh, dude, and that's why, I just think it's such a important thing. I mean, especially for, like, young men,
Mhm.
and especially if you got anger issues.
Yeah.
Um, you gotta learn how to control that, and, one of the best ways is to be, in a situation where, you realize, getting angry is not helping you.
Mhm.
That's also a big lesson I've learned from fighting. Because when I first started training, somebody who's better than me starts teeing off on me and I can't do anything about it. And they just keep landing, and I would get mad. And then I would just start swinging for the hills and just be like, fuck you. Like, just try, even though it's a sparring session. And then what do? I leave way more openings and I start getting sloppy. My feet aren't underneath me. And this guy just beats me up more, which is a valuable lesson is you're just going to make it worse if you get angry. If you start thinking emotionally, you're going to make everything worse. And yeah, especially for young guys getting in, or that's why I think is so valuable getting into boxing, jujitsu, Muay Thai. Um, just it's just so much value in like the sport itself outside of the physical skills that you build. But yeah, uh, for me, I used to be a hothead. I would fly off the handle, um, and just doing martial arts. I really think stop that because again, yeah, I would do that on the mats. Like somebody be beating me up, and
Mhm.
I would get emotional and get mad and just try and when people say, "Oh, just black out, bro," and I
Right.
would let's say black out and get mad and
You see red.
I just saw red and went headhunting and I just yeah, it was even worse. You got to be thinking rationally, why is this guy beating me up? Why am I leaving openings? My hands are down, or every time I go to throw a punch, my other hand drops. Like so when you like stop thinking emotionally, you start thinking rationally. That's oh, now I'm not getting hit anymore.
Mhm.
I'm doing better in the round rather than worse. And yeah, it's another thing that definitely transfers outside of the gym from the martial arts. And going back to the start of the podcast, I think that was where I was saying I love the martial arts more than the uh, uh, weightlifting, just for what it's done for me personally. It really changed me. Uh, I don't think I would be where I'm at if I didn't do the martial arts.
Mm.
And yeah,
I can't even I can't even picture you being a hothead.
no, yeah,
I
I
don't even
know.
think I've seen you raise your voice before.
No, yeah, dude. It's been a very long time.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's what everybody says to me now, especially 'cause my job doing personal training. I work with people all the time, and every now and then, every now and then, it comes up in conversation. I'm I try to be as open with people as possible, and I'll tell them yeah, I've definitely done some things I'm not super proud of, just being a hothead and whatever. And they're like, really? Like you seem very laid back and chill and yeah, now I am. But without even realizing I was I had to work on that
Mm.
and get humbled really. And that's I think it was a big thing, is just getting humbled, humiliated, like your ego taking a hit is very good
Yeah.
for you. Yeah. Um, just good to put yourself out there and like, yeah, not be the best in the room.
Yeah, even when you say uh like humiliated, it's like humiliated even in real life, not just at the gym, is like you think you're being humiliated.
Yeah.
Most of the time, nobody else cares.
Mm, yeah.
You know, nobody at the party cared. Nobody
Y-
in that at your workplace cared. It's like
Yeah.
you think you got humiliated
Oh,
because
yeah.
your life revolves around you.
Yeah.
And when you're at the gym,
Yeah.
it's like you don't think somebody's gotten the best of somebody before in the gym. Nobody cares,
Nobody
you know?
cares. Yeah.
But to you and your ego, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, it's like you think it's something more than it is,
Oh, yeah.
and then that fight or flight happens.
Yeah.
And I tell people this too, with because I do a lot of community work, go do boxing out at, and I get like it's like a 50-50 split of whether communities want me out there or they think it's like fighting,
Mm,
teaching kids how to fight,
right.
you know,
Right.
and then I kind of have to break it down for them. But I always say, like, when it comes to fight or flight, most people fight because they're scared and they don't know what to do
Yeah.
and they just want to do something before something happens to them,
Yeah. Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And then if you have the ability to protect yourself, if you have those skills, that the confidence in yourself to defend yourself, you can choose other options.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can start talking the situation down. You can
Yeah.
start and not feel like you have to do something because what if something happens and now you're like overthinking it in your head. But when
True.
you're like, if something breaks out right now, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to react.
Yeah.
You know, you can step
Yeah.
away. You've been
Yeah.
humbled enough times in the gym that
Yeah.
if they start calling you a wuss for not fighting,
Yeah.
you're not going to care as much.
Yeah.
And that's a really big part of it too, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's a great way to put it. Yeah, like, also, like, the more that you're exposed to it, it's um, I feel like the less you wanna do it outside of the gym, like you're exposed to it all the time, like, you're sparring and stuff, and, like, you just wanna avoid that, like, outside of the gym, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I do this, like, I get beat up all the time in the
Yeah.
gym, like, I don't need to be getting beat up outside of the
Right.
gym.
And now I can't go to the gym to get beat up because
Yeah, it's like I was like, yeah, like, but yeah, no, it's, yeah, it's really not about, like, fighting, and, I mean, whenever you talk about boxing or Muay Thai or jujitsu, whatever, that's what everybody relates it to is
Mhm.
fighting. But yeah, it's just really so much more than that. And I don't even know if I'm the best person to talk about it because I've been doing it for quite a while, but I've you know, never like really competed. I've done like a few like very little like jujitsu tournaments or fights or whatever. And but yeah, again, just what I can speak on is it definitely changed my mindset. Definitely changed just my attitude, everything. And uh for like yeah, if you're going out to like communities and like that's more what it's about. I would think. Like obviously learning how to defend yourself is good, but like when you go out to communities and stuff and like you teach them about, like the discipline of the martial art and like the humility of like if you get beat like that's okay. Like
Mhm.
just it's gonna happen. And like it doesn't mean like you just like like stop. Like you gotta like figure it out. Like why? Why did you get beat? And yeah, that's a fun process to in my opinion to like go through is like that's s- why I think there's so much value in losing if you look at it the right way. It's just like now you really know what you need to improve on. Like,
Right.
it's pretty obvious. Like, why did I like maybe not all the time, but should be like, why did I get beat? Like, um, and there's just a clear sign of like where you can improve. And that's the real value of like, you know, uh, losing or even in my experience with like strength training, injury
Mm.
can be like, that was a weak link in the chain, or that was a limiting factor in, and like now we know like we got to double down and get like stronger there. Like, why did that happen? Um,
Right.
and now like yeah, it's just a highlighted area now of like this was exposed, like this was something that was we weren't working on before or whatever, and like now like that this has happened, it sucks, either a loss or injury or whatever, but you're going to change your training now due to that, and probably for the better. You're probably not just going to keep doing the same thing because that resulted in loss or injury, and that's where all the growth is.
Mm.
But with weightlifting, like I think that's where we are. Like me as a coach, I'm always looking at what is the limiting factor, like where is the weakest link in the chain, and I'm trying to identify those before it even gets to that point. And I'm sure like any coach is looking at that, as far as like whether you're doing boxing or anything, is like um obviously like working on their strong suit is good. If they got a really good jab, obviously still work it, but they got a really shitty right hand or whatever, is like if we could get this better, like
Yeah.
it's probably going to make your jab even better, because like now they have something to think about. Like
Mm.
now your right hand's a problem, and you can feint it, maybe now you can jab them and then go back and forth. And then same kind of mentality I would use in like strength coaching is like I get somebody to do a deadlift, and um obviously I don't start them off like maxing out, but we start building them up into like heavier and heavier weight. And I can start to see where technique starts to break down, or their uh limiting factor might be like once we get to like 80% of their one rep max or more, let's say like um they have a hard time locking it out at the top, and their shoulders stay like rounded like this. uh well, they probably have like a weaker upper back. So then in their program I would start changing um their like I would start doubling down maybe on some more like upper back exercises, and get them to really like pull their shoulders back with like whatever, like a cable row or T-bar row,
Right.
something like that, where I'm like, I can spot that weakness kind of ahead of time, and we're trying to identify weakest links in the chain, so we can make that chain overall way stronger, rather than just doubling down on the one thing that you're good at.
Mm.
Because if like you can that piece of the puzzle, or like that piece get stronger, because that's what's limiting you, you're going to be stronger overall. I think that's part of like coaching, is like being able to, yeah, again, think objectively about like how am I going to get to this person point A to point B without like having to go through an injury, having to go through a loss, or whatever. We want to like try and do all the right things now, rather than like going through an injury, going through a loss, and then being like, oh shit, we should have been doing this.
Right.
um which is honestly a really hard job to do,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because I think every coach could relate, is like you show up on fight day or game day or like a powerlifting meet or whatever, and your athlete misses or they or whatever, and and hindsight's 2020. It's like it's easy to be like, oh, should have been doing this or whatever. Um, and Yeah, it's just in my mind, I feel like that's a big part of coaching.
Hmm. It's like a really nice way to say it too.
Yeah,
Like as you were sharing that, I was like thinking about applying that to boxing too. Because it's like a very because you want to be preventative, right? You want to prevent
yeah,
the stuff before it happens, or
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know,
um,
or like make sure the preparation's good.
yeah,
It's it's interesting. Like it's a nice visual, like weightlifting,
yeah,
because you can see the chain working, right, and then you can see it where it's weak,
yeah,
and then you can fix that hard, and then from there, like I can kind of see that now. Like kind of any sport, anything you're getting good at, you can notice those. Yeah, that's good. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like, especially with like, I always bring up like lifting weights or
Yeah.
whatever because that's
I'm the same with boxing. That's
yeah,
what I compare every like I could be in a business meeting and I'll be like, my boxer.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it's all I know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, um, like the way like I look at it, even if somebody like came to me for strength and conditioning for uh boxing or Muay Thai, let's say, and they didn't want to do like if they told me, oh, I don't want to do like an overhead press because it hurts my shoulders. I just can't do it. I don't have the mobility to do this. I'm like, well, that's the number one thing you got to change.
Mm,
Is like because you have a dysfunction in your shoulder, it has a weak area. And if your shoulder was stronger in this position, it's stronger overall, which means you punch harder. Um, because you may not be obviously you're not punching up here,
right.
but your shoulder has a weak link in the chain. And you avoiding this is actually like the thing that you should be working on. Because
Mm,
if you get stronger there, your shoulder is stronger and healthier as a whole, which is going to give you the thing that you're looking for. And that's like just always the way I look at it, because usually people are avoiding the thing that
right.
is actually going to benefit them the most.
I
And
know, like since I tore my rotator cuff, I avoid lifting anything over my head, man.
yeah,
And I always think about that, like I could fix this,
yeah,
but then I'll just like move on.
yeah, yeah, 100%. And because it's definitely not fun to work
Yeah,
on either. Um, like it's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck. You're not gonna be very strong, so you're gonna have to lift some really light weights, and you're not gonna see results right away. But uh, I never like to make guarantees, so I almost guarantee if if you were willing to work on it and like you're able to strengthen that shoulder back up, so now you're overhead pressing, and you got a pretty strong overhead press, you would see a direct translation into your boxing. Uh, or like it would transfer directly into your boxing. Obviously, like overhead pressing, you're never overhead pressing in boxing, but your shoulders are
I've
going to
fought
feel.
some pretty tall guys.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, maybe there you go. Might help you with punching up. But yeah, that's just the way I look at it, and uh, again, there's probably people that disagree with me, but
Man,
like if
that
you
makes sense though. Like
Yeah,
when I'm thinking about it, I'm like,
you got a weak
how
link
could
in
it
the
not
chain.
help? Yeah.
Yeah, like, and if that gets stronger, you get stronger overall.
Right.
And that's really how I've trained all my clients in like in my job, and I've even applied that to my oldest client, Barry, who you've met. He's
Oh
80,
yeah, man.
80 years old.
What a awesome guys, man.
Yeah, he's a gangster. He's super
Yeah.
awesome. Just a great guy to chat with, and just yeah, I'm very happy to have met him and like have him in my life. Like I get
Yeah.
to spend uh 2 hours a week with him, which is cool because I mean, one thing about old people is they have a lot of wisdom,
Yeah.
and I just get to talk to him and like get his perspective on things. And
And his like one of the main things I took how like with the dog training stuff he does,
yeah,
how similar it is to people.
oh yeah, dude.
Man, I was just like making these connections to like my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I could use this for my boys, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy, the way he talks about it, and he also makes it, again, sound so simple,
Right.
which I think any great coach does.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to explain that to a 5-year-old.
Mm,
Like, if you can't, you don't truly understand it. And, like, yeah, if you can't simplify a complex subject, like, I don't think you really understand it yourself.
right.
Um,
You're just repeating things that you have memorized, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's the one thing with Barry. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. Like, he just he makes it sound so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, uh, he just tells me stories all the time. But oh, this person had this dog, and he's like, I had him for 5 minutes, and I did this and that, and boom, the dog's good. I
Mm-hmm.
was like what?
Well, he said on the podcast, he said, uh, 10% of it is training the dog and 90% of it is training the owner.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's how weightlifting is. That like
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's not so much training the technique.
yeah.
It's getting them to wrap their minds around the technique.
100%.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, uh, and then, like, in my opinion, like, that's wrap to be able to wrap your head around it, it takes repetition. When like, if I think about weightlifting, um, it is a lot of reps of
Mhm.
doing it, and that's where, like, a lot of people stop making the progress is because they get bored of repeating the same thing over and over and over again. But that's really where all the progress is made, and, like, that's where you truly start to understand, like, oh, like, you're just gonna start, like, smoothing things out without even really realizing it. For me, like, a big change, like, was, like, I always wanted to bench, like, over 300 pounds. I was like, "I need to bench 350, and otherwise, I'm not a man," you know? And I was like, "Otherwise, I'm just like" yeah, I was just
Are you a man yet?
no. No, but, yeah, so, yeah, I was like, "I need to be able to bench 315 soon because it's not going well." But that being said, like, my bench was always, not very strong,
Mm,
um, and I was always like, why isn't it going up? And, uh it was just a simple solution. Like, I was stuck at, like, 225, like, I can bench much more than that. I was lucky if I get it for, like, a couple reps, and then started working with a coach. He got started having me bench 4 times a week, and I was like, that's insane. Would you on a big bench or not? I was like,
Mm,
and he's like, you just got to do the reps, like do more of it. And sure enough, like now I'm very close to my goal. I benched my personal record is 305,
dang.
which is, yeah, but
That's crazy. From, like, only being able to do a couple of 225?
yeah, yeah. So it's gone up like, let's say like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest thing though, like he could have taught me technique till he was like blue in the face, but I just started to get a better feel for it. Like I felt it. Like I was doing it what felt like almost every day, like doing it 4 days a week. It wasn't too long before I was benching again. And it felt so familiar. And then it was just like
Mm,
I got a good feel for the bar, where my legs were, like where the bar was landing on my chest. I was starting to feel all these like and get it super, super familiar and repeatable. Every rep started to feel the same. So then when you take that into like the higher weights, like it is gonna feel the same even as like those lighter weights. And it's just like repeatable. It's everything like, and that just fine tunes that feeling. And that was the biggest difference. Because going back to earlier on, like everybody does technique different, and that's where you really try to you really try and or you do find things out about yourself. Like this feels good, this doesn't.
mm,
Like if I have my legs out wide in a bench press compared to like narrow, or where do I grip the bar, or um like how far do I bring it down on my chest? Um, there's principles that you still stick with, like you want to have leg drive, you want to make sure that your back's tight, you got your brace, doing all these things, but how you apply those changes. And that's where people do everything differently. And it takes a lot of reps to actually figure that out.
right.
Um, and I would say even the same about, again, relating that to boxing and martial arts. Um, everything things are going to work better for other people than like it's going to work better for some people than others. A great example recently was like, um, I've been training, or like I was just in Thailand, did a lot of Muay Thai and stuff there. And I've been training for a very long time, like on and off. And then, I got to meet John Wayne Parr, who's like a Muay Thai legend. And, um, I was like, what the fuck is this guy coaching me right now? Like, what is he telling me to do? Because he was telling me to like throw a jab, like with like my hands down. And he was like getting me to like do this and then like pull my shoulders back and like load the jab and then
Mm,
like throw it with like power and like really rotate my shoulders. And like, he's like, have you like your hands down? I was like, dude, this is going against everything I've ever been taught. Like, what are you talking about? But how am I supposed to argue with him? He's like a 10-time world Muay Thai champ, like super successful fighter, like obviously worked for him. You just get more creative with it. Like, okay,
mhm.
like I can take bits and pieces out of that and like maybe not do it exactly like how he did, but like,
Use what I can.
yeah, and just think about the principles and like the principles that he's teaching more so than the actual like technique itself is like I think like if I can take the principles of like, okay, like loading up the jab and like getting my shoulders to rotate with it, like maybe I could still apply that with how I throw a jab,
Mm,
like, and maybe sometimes I'm throwing just a quick one just to like find my range and be in this guy's face a little bit. And then he thinks I'm just like barely touching them. And maybe then I can load up and like try and hide it and make it look like it's the same kind of jab and just use that same principle for like yeah, but yeah, like that's where I think like doing the repetitions is so impactful. Because technique is so variable, like it It's not
Yeah.
really a right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're following some sort of principle or system and you're not just like where the I think the wrong answer is like you don't have any sort of like system that you're following. Um
Base.
there's no base. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it all the time with people who do go into like let's say even a bench press, and this was me for a very long time, and they have like no leg drive. They grab the bar wherever. They're just like get underneath there, and they just grab the bar. And one hand's like over here, and one's
Yeah.
here, and then they just start ripping it off their chest, bouncing it off their chest, and I'm like, holy shit! And it's like, okay, well now you have that's literally like that's the wrong answer, obviously.
That's wrong.
Yeah, there's no technique, there's no principle there. But as long as you can apply like okay, like you need to have leg drive. You want to keep your back tight. You want to like break the bar, externally rotate your shoulders, like however you want to apply those principles, great. Whatever that looks like.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you go in there with no systematic approach, that's where the wrong answer is.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I think that applies to any kind of technique ever.
I think when I never Lucas Allen?
Yep. He's a
He's
great guy.
yeah, he's one of the first person to, like, explain lifting to me,
Mm,
like, really break it down,
yeah.
you know, bending the bar, like,
Yeah.
I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have my hands, like right
Mm,
now, I try and make them a little bit more straight, but,
yeah.
like, all and just, like, such little adjustments he helped me with, and every single one of my lifts went up so much.
Yeah.
My squat, even just, like, bracing,
Oh,
filling my
it's
stomach with
huge.
air.
It's huge.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
how he just explained that to me,
Yeah.
my squat immediately went up by, like, 60, 70 pounds
Oh, yeah.
learning how to brace.
Oh, yeah.
And just, like, all these little things I used to bench I would just go, like, my thumb to the first line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just real close.
Yeah, that's a super close bench.
And
Yeah.
just, like, more recently, I started putting my pinky on the outside line
Yeah, yeah.
and doing it a bit wider. Uh, I'm just gonna see how that goes because,
Yeah.
like, I could never get over 225 either. Like,
Yeah.
for the longest time, I couldn't get over 200
Yeah.
until Lucas started helping me.
Yeah.
But still, my bench sucks.
Yeah.
It's definitely my worst.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
think
I'm, like, listening to everything you're saying, like, bench more.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, and another thing too is your overhead press.
Yeah,
Like that's like
because I don't do it.
well, it's not that you it's that like it hurts and you like not that you can't do I'm sure you could grind it out,
Yeah,
but if you could get that to move good, I
it would
bet
help.
you because your shoulder again, that's a weak link in your shoulder,
Right.
and it would definitely help your bench.
And I really don't do incline bench because of my shoulder.
Yeah, yeah,
So I just do flat.
yeah, yeah. No, that would be 100% uh,
Yeah,
like something I would program for you. If
right.
like yeah, if I was trying to get your bench up and you told me like I can't overhead press because it hurts and I can't incline press because it hurts, and I just avoid it. You'd be like, I'm going to work on your shoulders so you can do that.
Mm,
And it's not the fact that like, or it's not the reason, uh, or it's not for the reason that like, because we want to do that exercise, but it's because your shoulder is like, we know for sure there's one spot where we can get it stronger. We know for sure there's one spot where it's weaker. And if you can get that stronger, 100% your bench is going to get stronger with it.
right.
Um, even though you don't feel it in a bench press and it's not necessarily working in the same way, your shoulder is just not as strong as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, like benching more for sure would help. I mean, especially if this is somebody's goal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I always recommend they bench at least twice a week now. And uh yeah, I mean, my coach got me to bench 4 times a week, which is
A lot.
that's a lot. Um I know some people that would bench even like 7 days a week. There's like certain things you can do that with, like bench. From what I've learned actually recently in the last like even year or two, is like there's certain exercises that you can't you can do frequently, like a bench, because it's not very fatiguing. Um, and how I would structure that is like um, having like an easy day. Like if I was going to do it 4 times a week, an easy day, a lightweight that I know I could do for like, let's say, um, eight, let's say 10 reps, but I do it for 5. And I just work on like technique and I want to move it fast. Like it's just going to
Mm-hmm.
move fast and easy. I'm just getting my reps in. It's not very fatiguing because I'm leaving a lot of reps left in the tank. And then I would have a medium day where like I'm going uh two 2 to 3 reps shy of failure. Um Again, not super fatiguing because I'm leaving some reps left in the tank. And then maybe another easy day and then a hard day where I'm doing like 1 rep left in the tank. And structuring it in a way that like you're not like if I maxed out on every single one of those days and I pushed it to failure on every single one of those days, then it would be way too much. That you couldn't bench 4 days a week, which
Right.
it wouldn't last very long. You do that for like a week and you'd be fucked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your shoulders would be blown out the socket. But yeah, like certain exercises you can't do that. Like let's say like deadlifting, for example, because to do no matter what you do with a deadlift, if you're doing it correctly, it is very fatiguing.
Yeah, for
And
your nervous system.
yeah, for your nervous system, exactly. Like your nervous system just gets beat up.
You know, whenever I do like a PR on deadlift, I notice that I can't even lift like 90% of that weight for like a month after.
Yeah, yeah,
I have to go significantly lighter.
yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, it's it is crazy that that's how it works. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely comes down to your nervous system. It's just the fatigue from like if you do a 1 rep max on a deadlift, uh, my opinion, like deadlift's one of the most fatiguing exercises out there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it just really takes so much out of you, and like uh, the whole body is like firing at like 100%.
Yeah, man.
uh,
110%
y-
probably.
yeah, probably, yeah, like yeah. So yeah, like movements like that, like you can't do that frequently. So I would never tell people like then it gets a little bit more, I guess, not straightforward with like getting your reps in because like just adding more deadlift days is not going to help you.
Right.
Uh, but
Squat too, right? They recover quick. Because I remember I
uh,
used to do that starting strength.
y- y-
Have you ever heard of that?
no, what is that?
And it's like squat, bench, deadlift, and then
Oh,
squat, overhead, clean.
yes,
Squat, bench, deadlift, squat, overhead, clean. But you squat every day.
yeah,
but it's 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Mm.
and then there's always a squat.
Like, was it always like a barbell squat or?
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, like you could definitely. I think you could do it. Um,
I did like it was a hard program to like once you plateau, it's very hard to because I feel like because you're not working out the accessories, right? You're
yeah,
not,
you do need accessories for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I felt.
Again, yeah. Again, accessories. That's where I think about addressing weak links in the chain. That's what your
Right.
accessories are. Yeah, you're trying to again. If you struggle at locking out your deadlift and you get stuck here with your shoulders rounded forward, doing some upper back accessories is probably going to help you.
Mhm.
And if your upper back gets stronger, your deadlift goes up and you get stronger overall because now you can deadlift
Right.
more. Yeah, going back to squatting, like I think that really comes down to like overall, like your overall like strength and the weight that you have on the bar, and that's why deadlifting is so fatiguing because most people can deadlift more than they squat. If you're somebody who can squat a ton of weight, your frequency has to come down. But if you're somebody who like is squatting like your body weight maybe or less or whatever it is, uh, you probably do that more frequently.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the stronger you get, the more fatiguing any exercise becomes.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So then now you have to dial back how frequently you're going to do it. Um, it's just like one guy I listen to a lot is Sebastian Oreb, who is um, Thor Bjornsson's coach. Thor
Mhm.
Bjornsson's like the mountain from Game of Thrones,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he holds the deadlift world record for 511 kilos.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad. But like he says, like like Thor's only really deadlifting heavy like once a week. Like
Mm.
he's only doing that once a week because like he's so strong that
Right.
like he does one deadlift session and like it's so fatiguing, like you can't go and do that again 2 days later or 3 days later. You have to give it quite a bit of time. And even with that, um, like he'll talk about like fatigue within the session itself because as you get stronger, in Thor's case, like if you're deadlifting like 400 kilos compared to like let's say 150 kilos, like 400 kilos, deadlift that once, and you're probably gonna have to rest for like quite a while, 8 to 10 minutes probably before you go and do something like that again because it's so heavy. No matter who you are, even if you're the world's strongest man,
Right.
um, just you're just gonna have to recover before you go and do that. But then if you're somebody who's deadlifting maybe let's say 150 kilos, you probably get away with like 3 minutes,
Mm.
3 to 4 minutes, because of the demand on the body, like the overall load. And I think that's something to consider when um, at any level. So if I take somebody who's brand new um, and I get them to squat, let's say, obviously I'm not going to be doing 1 rep maxes, but like I get them to squat. Um, like usually if somebody's has zero gym experience, I get them to do like a goblet squat, anywhere from like 20 to 25 kilos, um, depending on the person. But yeah, anyway, they don't have to rest that long. Like now your rest periods can come down.
Right.
And it's just all about managing fatigue. And yeah, and they could probably repeat that exercise, even though they'll probably be sore. Like they could repeat it again in like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And that's where they'll see a lot of strength gains. Is uh, like it doesn't sound exciting to go and repeat the same thing you just did, but like your hips, like your quads, your glutes, and uh, even your core, your low back will start to get quite strong. Just repeating that one exercise over and over again. Do it while you can, because like you can do it frequently right now, and then that builds up and you get stronger. And then I would start reducing frequency, obviously depending on where they get to. But like in my case, like if I'm squatting like 400 pounds or more or whatever, like I don't want to be squatting 3 or 4 days a week. That wouldn't make sense for me. I would start
Yeah.
to see a decline.
And that's what, like, because when I was doing the squat, I was doing over 300 pounds 3 days a week.
Yeah. And how did it feel?
Well, like, not great.
That's fair.
Like I started not liking squats
Yeah. Oh,
because it
yeah.
was just like so much tension, and it's just like, holy smoke.
Yeah.
You know what else I found too? I do low back squat.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and I did that forever, like for years. Never have, like, never. My quads are so weak.
Mm. Yeah.
I didn't realize that until we got a hack squat at our gym.
Yeah.
I could barely do like a plate in a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is going on?" I like can squat 300, and I was like, "Is it this machine?" And then I just realized that my quads are so weak.
Yeah. Uh,
So that's unfortunate
yeah.
to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah. I feel that, dude. Like, I feel like my quads are like fairly weak. Like when I squat, without going into too much of another tangent, but this is like also how, like, what I look at as like a strength coach. Like, I'll use a squat for an example. If I got somebody who's got like long femurs, they can't squat maybe the way that like somebody who's got like short femurs, like very upright.
Mm.
Um,
Who's upright? The short femur?
the short femur, yeah. So somebody who's like, yeah, like longer legs and like shorter torso and stuff. Like they're gonna have to hinge more, lean forward more. And a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's wrong." And again, like that's everything's so variable.
Lots of people tell me I'm squatting wrong.
What's that?
Lots of people have said that to me.
Oh, because you lean forward.
Yeah.
Well, you probably have to.
But then, like my bar movement is straight.
Yeah. So then it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
No. Yeah. You're not squat. You're definitely not squatting wrong.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's uh. So, but that's why your quads are weak. Because yeah, you're squatting, but you're mostly using your glutes.
right.
Um,
It's kind of like good morning,
yeah,
right?
like yeah, you're using more of your
Position.
like hip extensors, which is fine, and that's a like if you're trying to move the most weight possible, that's what you want to do. But uh, then your weak link in the chain is the quads, because
Right.
doing some quads would also help you. But don't change the way you're like squatting. But yeah, just start using some things like a hack squat or pendulum squat, front squat, stiletto squat, like anything like that where you're like loading the quads more.
Mm,
And your uh, barbell squat is going to go up. And that's the same, yeah, same thing if I see like if I have a client that, let's say, squats like you do, which is totally fine.
thank you for saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. But um, like when you squat, like you're using a lot of like hip extensors and like which would be like your hamstrings and glutes and not so much your quads. And then I'd be like, okay, now your accessory work is going to be quads, and you
Mm,
don't need to do like as much like hip thrusts or stuff like that, like or
right.
RDLs or yeah. Um like we would focus more on your accessory work being uh like quad dominant movements, and
Mm,
your main movement, your squat, is like that's your like hip extensors. And yeah on the flip side of that, if I'm dealing with somebody with like short femurs and a long torso and they can squat completely upright ass to grass, uh they're hitting a ton of quads, but not a lot of glutes. Like their hips aren't going back. They're not hip hinging at all in their squat. So now they need to hip hinge lots in their accessories to um, address like a weaker part of the chain because they're not hitting it in their biggest movement. And if they can, it's gonna just help their squat. They'll most definitely see it go up if like they took it with that approach.
mm,
But yeah, and there's nothing wrong. Like it's some people squat completely upright and some people squat like bent over, and they're both good. Neither of them are wrong. Like it just comes down to anatomy, and like that's again why I can't really say like one's right, one's wrong when it comes down to technique. But there are definitely principles that you would still want to apply,
right.
like creating tension in your hips, like by you want to breathe and brace, you want to like get your lats tight, you want to do check off all the boxes, but like squat how you're going to squat.
Mm,
Like if you to get your bar path straight, if you need to hinge more, that's totally fine. um and which I yeah would have disagreed with probably a few years ago, but like again just being in rise and like I've got to be in the room with a lot of really high level power lifters and strong people. There's a lot of Olympic lifters there, like just high level people, and it's power proximity. I think just being able to be around them and just watch them do it, watch and like hear them talk and like just watch the process. And then fortunately, I you know get to talk to them, became friends with quite a few of them, and yeah, like I remember one day that I was squatting and uh this girl I never met before, she like came up to me and she like asked me to spot her. And a few of my buddies who are also powerlifters were like there like standing by her rack, like trying to or like waiting to like spot her or whatever. And she had like 400 and some pounds on the bar. And I was like, holy shit. And she gets underneath it and nobody really said anything to me. Like I was just like, okay, she's gonna go for a 1 rep max, blah blah blah. And she like folded in half, also like a good morning. Like, and I was like, oh fuck. But like smoked it, 400 pounds, which was more than what I was squatting at the time. And then continued to do 4 more reps. And I was like, what the hell? Like, and I didn't even know, but uh yeah, she was I think she definitely competes at like a national level, maybe even higher. And she was like just dropping in the gym for like whatever. And all these other powerlifters knew her. And I was just like, I was like,
That's
I was like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened? And, but yeah, she squatted completely like folded over
mm,
and, like, yeah, just looked super strong. Like, did that for reps, which was more than I could do for one.
Right.
And yeah, I was just like, it was an eye opener for me. I
Yeah.
was like, shit, like, and I think that's a big mistake for a lot of people in a squat is they're always like trying to stay upright. Like they're
Mm,
trying to stay too upright. Um, I will say though, with people that do hinge or you feel like you got to bend over, one important piece of that puzzle is that you don't look at the ground. You got to
right.
keep
Look up.
keep your head up. Yeah, because keeping your head up is a lot easier when you can like stay straight up. But if you gotta like hinge for your squat and which is again totally fine. But if you keep your head down, I mean the body will follow where the eyes go. So now you
Right.
start to put your weight forward. You got a barbell on your back, and that barbell starts to travel past the midline of your foot, uh, more close to your toes. Yeah, got a lot of weight on there. It's not going to be good.
Right.
But yeah, just that is the one important thing of like the people that do hinge a lot. They tend to have their head down when they like fold in half, and yeah, just want to like try and keep it up. But yeah, I've learned a lot. Um, it's funny. I've taken a lot of personal training courses. I've taken like 5 or 6 of them. Got all these certificates and stuff, and honestly, feel like none of them taught me shit.
Yeah. That's how it
And
goes, man.
the all like the best training I've ever learned was just from the people doing it, from
Yeah.
people competing at a high level, people who are stronger than me,
They
and
have the results.
they have the results. I just hung around them,
Yeah.
and like that was the best teacher ever. And just being in the same room as like uh, these freaks,
Mhm.
honestly, and that's
I think there's like a very negative for whatever like it's so strange because in the gym world specifically, like with boxing, you meet somebody who's a better boxer than you.
yeah,
He's a better boxer than you.
yeah,
It's not like he trained, he worked for it. But you see someone who can lift heavier or has a better body than you, like there's such like a negative, like, oh, he must be using steroid.
oh yeah,
It's like
yeah,
he can't have just been a hard worker.
yeah, oh yeah,
There's
hundred
like this
percent,
weird negative part of it that it's like because you aren't where that person is, they
yeah,
must have used something.
oh yeah,
And it's such a strange mentality that people
yeah.
like steroids don't just work anyways. You still have to do the work,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, there's been quite a few studies done on like steroids and performance enhancers, and they actually don't add as much strength as people think they do. I think a great example of this recently was the enhanced games that was going on. And they did like swimming and I think like it was swimming, like they basically did like the Olympics, but it was like everybody was on gear.
Mm,
And out of all the sports, I think there was like one record broken. There
really?
wasn't like there was no like what everybody was expecting was like records to be smashed. Like
Right.
there would be some crazy like outliers and yeah, just numbers would be through the roof. But that really was not the case. And yeah, it's just obviously they do help, but I just don't think as much as people think they do.
Yeah.
Um,
And the proper work still has to be done.
yeah, like
Is like the thing that I'm getting at anyways.
yeah, well, and that's yeah, going yeah back to that. Like as much as people want to hate on those guys who are like super jacked and strong, and they are taking gear, they're also super disciplined.
Right.
They're probably one of the most disciplined people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Like they didn't just get there from just taking the steroids. Like they took some gear and they work their ass off in the gym all the time, and then they are disciplined. They get good sleep. They get uh, enough calories. They eat a lot of protein. Uh, they stay hydrated. Like they check off all the boxes plus that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just I respect it. Like do what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I don't want to take gear. Not yet, anyways. But yeah, like yeah, like fuck it, they want to do it, go for it. Like
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I'll get to
I'm
a
in the
point where I'm
same
like
boat,
I'm
man.
tired of just being a weak little bitch. Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
tired
I'll
of not being a man yet.
yeah. Like I need to bench 315. Like fuck
Oh
yeah.
man. I do have a like I my one lifting goal is I just want to deadlift 500 pounds.
Oh yeah. What are you at now?
I got to 480,
Oh, nice, dude.
but then I like I'm probably not close to there right now. I just got back into boxing
Yeah.
and then just haven't been lifting as much. But
Yeah.
that is one of my goals, and I think I could get to 400 or 405 squat. I
Oh,
got to
yeah.
360.
You're at 360 now?
Well,
Like
not right now, but
yeah.
I did get to three. I was at 360 last year,
Yeah.
and like it was not. I never tried to. I think I could have done heavier.
Yeah.
Like it moved pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, like, um yeah, this is where, like yeah, we could
Bench, I've accepted.
yeah, that's fair. Well, uh, do you have, like, long limbs? You have, like, long arms, long legs?
I think so. Yeah.
That
Not. I don't know about. I don't know.
yeah.
Like when I'm in boxing, like it doesn't cover my whole body, so I
Mm,
always feel like my arms aren't that long.
mm. Yeah, because like, well, that would explain, like, why, like, you would squat the way you do. And, uh, I mean, it could come down to other things like tight hip flexors or ankles or calves, but, um, which could be possible because you do a lot of running and boxing, so it could be like tight ankles and stuff. But
I definitely have tight ankles.
yeah, well, there you go. That could be why too. But yeah, um, if you have long limbs, benching is a tough one to get really good at.
Mm,
Um, I mean, just have a way larger range of motion and less leverage. So yeah, guys who have like not as long arms definitely will just have a bigger bench. And yeah, it's tough for guys who have long arms.
right. I don't. Yeah. I don't know what I am.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, I definitely think you could deadlift like 500 pounds and squat 400. And I think you could do that while boxing. Like, I think that's totally possible. Like, but the thing is, like, having an actual like systematic approach.
Right.
And I personally think like any like athlete, like going to the sport that I know, like if you can squat 400 pounds, but you're also like doing Muay Thai, you're gonna be a fucking problem
Right.
because like your teeps or your kicks, like you got some super strong legs. Yeah, it's from squatting, like obviously not um like uh like it's not sport specific, but if you got a 400-pound squat, 500-pound deadlift, and you go to kick somebody,
It's gonna hurt.
it's gonna hurt. Yeah, like imagine getting kicked by Eddie Hall.
Right.
It's not like
Yeah.
he does
Even if he has zero technique.
zero technique, but then you put technique on top of that,
Yeah.
and that's where you become the real problem. And um, like uh, that's just the system I've or like mentality I've used like coaching people in sport, like when they're trying to lift weights to complement their sport. It's like going back to what I was saying earlier on is like creating that general adaptation. And I think you can do your sport and get strong at the same time. But it is having an approach to it.
Right.
And you obviously want the weightlifting to not interfere with your sport. So where a lot of people go wrong is like they're lifting like is either like too frequent where like now they're building up too much fatigue and like they're showing up to practice like fatigued or tired and they can't give 100% at like sparring or whatever because their workouts interfering. Like if they're like if boxing's your main thing, like obviously don't recommend that you're lifting weights like 4 or 5 times a week. That's just way too much.
Right.
Um, and the other thing is like having like days where like your lifts are supposed to move fast. They're supposed to be like have a low RPE.
Mm.
And then have like days like if I know if I look at my like boxing schedule and I know I have a day where I'm just like it's all technique. Like I'm doing some easier stuff. No like hard drills, no sprints, or like whatever you're gonna do for a hard boxing day. Um, like just technical work. That's when I would put my heavy lifting session in. Because then I have an easier, like more technical boxing session and then a hard lifting session. And then on the flip side of that, if I have a sparring day, I'm gonna have an easy workout. Leave lots of reps in the tank. Don't like push it that hard. Like,
Right.
and if you have that systematic approach and work out like 2 to 3 times a week, I would say even 3 times, sometimes too much, depending on like a couple factors, but um, 2 to 3 times a week, and you could still hit those goals. Um, and I think that would definitely make you a problem in the boxing ring.
Mm.
Because yeah, you're just overall way stronger.
Right.
If you get punched again by Eddie Hall, even though he has zero technique, you'd be like, that fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But if he like, I mean, actually, he has been training lately,
Yeah.
which is
He's been boxing. He's had a couple matches.
oh shit, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a great example. Like now he's got the strength and like getting the technique. Didn't he fight who was it like Tommy Fury or something like that recently?
Yeah.
And but
And
he
I think he fought Thor, didn't he?
oh really?
I thought they fought each other
Oh
too.
shit. I didn't hear about that. But yeah, I thought he fought Tommy Fury and he lost.
He lost, but it was way closer than people thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Um Props for Tommy Fury to get in there. Right? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get hit by that guy at all.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah. But obviously Tommy Fury's just been he's been doing it
Since he was a baby, probably.
yeah, like it's literally in his family. Like
Yeah.
he's yeah, been and he's also a big guy. Tommy Fury's not like he's definitely got some muscle on him.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, uh, that's yeah. I think like uh, it's easy to like drop the weights and like then you get start like flip flopping where it's like like the weights are not making me feel good. So then I back off of those and then I do more boxing and then you recover a little bit and then you start doing more weights again. And then it's like, oh, I got to back off of this again. And it's just kind of teeter tottering. Whereas like,
That's the story of my life.
yeah,
But go on.
yeah. And I think finding like a good systematic approach to where like you can build that up and like have it again complement so when you're showing up to practice like you feel good
Mm.
like the weights should always complement what you're doing. And that's why people usually like start like not lifting or like not doing it as much or whatever. And because it's really hard to maintain both. But you should be going through like phases. And um you can achieve so much with like 2 sessions a week,
Right.
which I would have never even thought was possible until like I started getting into personal training. Because again, my mentality used to always be like work super hard, like show up 5, 6 days a week, like don't miss a day in the gym, and like work as hard as you possibly can. But then I got into personal training, and it was just nothing like I expected to be. I thought like, I'd be training these people every single day. But one, that gets pretty expensive for personal
Mm,
training because you're paying $60 a session or more.
right.
And then, um, people are busy. They can't obviously commit to that. And uh, it was surprising for me getting into it. People are training 2 to 3 times a week with me and not really doing anything outside of that. They're like accountants or whatever. They're carpenters or whatever. And they're busy outside of that. And even with 2 times a week, I've seen people get like crazy strong
Mm-hmm.
if they can follow like a good, like, yeah, just a program that like is meeting them where they're at and what they're doing outside of the gym. Like my best example is probably one of my oldest clients, and
Mm,
he's like he works a desk job and does nothing active outside of the gym. And when he came to me, he was completely new to the gym. And uh, yeah, it's been like 3.5 years, but he competed at a powerlifting meet uh, in April. Like we hosted like a for fun powerlifting meet at Mackey Physio, and he squatted 400 pounds and deadlifted like 410. And he's a, like really tall guy, long
mm,
limbs, so his bench isn't very good. I mean, still strong for a guy who works out twice a week
right.
and does nothing outside of that. But yeah, he benched 200 pounds, which put him in the 1,000 pound club,
Mm,
um, which was his goal. Which I was like, that's an awesome goal to have,
yeah.
especially just for your average guy who's like not a gym bro, not like like he's just. But yeah, and like 2 times a week, pretty like he's consistent, but then he like, goes to the lake one week or whatever. And even with that, like you can still achieve so much. And um I think that's just way better than not doing anything. Like obviously. But
Right.
like I think a big barrier for a lot of people is like, okay, well, I got to be putting in all this work. Whether
Mm,
it's like you're a boxer and it's like, oh, if I want to get strong, I got to be in the gym, like more than 2 times a week. Like I think a lot of people would think, be like, I got to be like lifting more than 2 times a week. But I would say that's probably more than enough. And
I know when I'm training, like if I have a fight coming up, uh, I prefer to lift twice a week.
yeah, yeah,
And then when I'm not, like, I usually the most I do is 3 times a week.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And even for people who are not athletes, like that's a lot. And
Hmm.
and you make unreal progress doing that, which is a big barrier for people. Is like I think where they start going to the gym or whatever, they feel like that has to also become their identity. It's like, oh, I just go to the gym now and I gotta go there every day. And it's like, yeah, it just doesn't have to be that big of a commitment.
Right.
And just yeah, minimum effective dose. Um and like obviously depending on what your goals are, um like if you want to just get strong and like feel better, move better, 2 times a week will probably do it,
Mm.
especially if that's not what you're doing now. Um, and you could keep doing that until like you get where my one client is. He's like, super strong. I actually didn't think he was going to be able to squat 400 pounds. I didn't. I was like, he
That's impressive.
he did it. I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I work out like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I only squat 50 pounds more than you. I was like, I might be doing something wrong.
Could you start coaching me?
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should start like working out less.
I
But
know those, like those mind pump guys.
yeah,
They're big on less
yeah,
is more.
yeah, less is more for
Yeah.
sure. Um, yeah, like uh, I would say with like frequency of working out, like like working out 5 days a week is good, but like if you can be super consistent with that
Mm.
and
Do you think it changes too for strength training compared to muscle building or like
oh
body build, like
yeah,
building size?
yeah, oh for sure, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure it
Because like
does.
twice a week building size probably isn't gonna work, right?
No, it's not. Like
Yeah.
to a certain extent, I mean, it's you'll definitely still see some progress, but like where the big like determining factor for that is like if I'm training for strength, I'm doing mostly compound movements,
Right.
and which I can get away with 2 times a week. Um, and like, because I'm hitting multiple muscle groups,
Mm.
and it's much more time efficient. Um, Somebody who's like squatting, like again, for example, like let's use you for an example. If you like you squat and you hinge a lot in your squat, and so you're mostly hitting like a lot of um, hamstrings and glutes. Well, then I can just use like that's your first movement. Your second movement can be uh, a leg exercise that's going to hit your quads. Boom, you hit your legs. Super time efficient for somebody who's going to work out twice a week. And then like the next day, I can have them do like um like uh another compound movement. Like I could do like a bench press or something like that. And then like um uh upper back exercise or like a pull up or something like that. Like because the bench is going to hit my triceps, it's going to hit my chest, it's going to hit a little bit of shoulders, and then if I get them to do like a lat pull down or pull up or another like kind of compound movement for the back rather than like trying to isolate it,
Mm.
um, like they're just being way more efficient with their time, and then but that doesn't work well for trying to build muscle. I mean, like you are definitely going to build muscle, but like for guys who are trying to put on muscle, working out 4 or 5 times a week is definitely better. Um, because they can uh just do more of the like isolation stuff. And they can do like they got the time to do like some compound lifts, but then some stuff that's not as fatiguing.
Right.
Like, um, like I could hit arms pretty much every day if I want to because I'm not very fatiguing. Like it's a very small muscle group that doesn't cost me a lot of energy to do. Um, and I can blast them really, really hard, and then I could probably go hit them again 2 days later. Whereas like compound lifts are less like that. Like you can't just keep hammering at them and like push them super hard to like failure and then go and hit them again 2 days later.
Mm.
And that's where like the muscle building um benefits from higher frequency
Even
because
but, like, even with so, like, that's where 'cause that's where I get confused too a little bit for, uh, like, for building a muscle too, like, for if you're gonna do, like, a leg, you would hit everything individually, right?
uh like yes, like for sure like bodybuilders are like trying to hit like I mean again everybody's a little bit differently or does it a little bit differently but um yeah you are trying to hit um like you definitely want to hit like your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves. um and some people might split that up into like um like one day I might hit legs twice a week. And then one day I'm doing really quad focused work. So I'm hitting
Mhm,
like a hack squat, leg extensions, lunges, stuff like that. And then some calves in there. Cause again, calves, smaller muscle group, way less fatiguing. You could probably do calf raises every day if you wanted to.
right,
Um, like they're not very fatiguing. Um, and then and you can recover from them pretty fast. So like I would throw calves in and every leg day, and then you could have another leg day where you're like posterior chain focused, like hamstrings and glutes, and you're doing like deadlifts, like you're doing like RDF Romanian deadlifts or the glute drive machine, hamstring curl, that kind of stuff. Good
mhm,
mornings, um, and then obviously calf raises again. So then you are hitting like 2 leg days, but, like, kinda separating them. Or you could just do, like again, you could switch it up. Like, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, personally. Like, you could do, you know, glutes, hamstrings, and quads all in the same day. Um,
right,
but, yeah, like, that's why a lot of bodybuilders you don't see, like, a lot of bodybuilders, like, barbell squatting
right,
because it doesn't
yeah,
isolate.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
uh, even though quads or, uh, barbell squats do build big legs. They're not it's not like it's also working so many other things where you can't just purely hit your legs.
right,
Like your core is going to be involved, um, and your low back's going to be involved. Even your lats, pulling down on like the bar, getting your lats engaged,
mm.
and like you
That's where,
can,
like, it becomes, like, a nervous system issue too, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, then that's why, like, as a bodybuilder, you're, like, probably less likely to choose a barbell squat, but then they do a ton of, like, hack squats, pendulum squats, stuff like that are gonna isolate.
It's gotten, like, super popular, hey, hack squat and pendulum squats.
Yeah,
The machines?
yeah, I do think they're great, like, I mean, especially if you wanna hit your quads, um, which yeah, uh, like, people who get, like, really strong in those, like, there is some transfer over into, like like the back squat. I mean, if you hit a lot of hack squat, you're probably gonna be able to like have like a decent barbell back squat. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, like using my other client who only works out twice a week as an example, like um, he could probably out squat most bodybuilders. There's not a lot of bodybuilders who are
right.
squatting 400 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and because it's a skill, like he's really learned how to like use his whole body, like his nervous system. He knows how to engage everything. He knows how to get his core tight, his
Mm,
lats, create tension in his hips, split the floor with his feet. He like knows how to do all these things, which is it enables him to move a lot of weight. And like you don't have to do any of that on a machine, and you don't have to like obviously stabilize a machine. So as soon as you get underneath a barbell, like let's say if I can squat 500 pounds on the hack squat, and then I go and try to put 500 pounds on the barbell, and as soon as I unrack it and the weight's kind of shifting back and forth, you're like, oh shit. I'm not used to like having to stabilize
right,
this weight, and it feels way different because I mean, uh, yeah, it's gonna move on you,
right.
and
Had the stabilizers coming in.
oh yeah, and that yeah, like that's a big misconception I think for a lot of people, and like when it comes down to uh, working on like stability, is they're trying to create an unstable surface, but really like your barbell squat or your um, uh, bench press or even your deadlift are like major stability demand, because it just takes a certain amount of weight, and you're like that weight throws goes a little bit off your like midline or midline of your foot, or like um your center of gravity, and uh you're definitely losing your balance. Like a lot of people in their squat, yeah, just like stabilizing it is a huge part of it. If you can't stabilize that weight, you're not lifting it.
Right.
Uh, and yeah, it is definitely a stability exercise as well.
That's when when I do high bar, I feel like I can't get stable,
Mm,
especially the lower I go.
mm,
And like I can't do front squat
yeah.
'cause I just fall over.
Mm,
Like I don't know why. Like I just can't do it. But then when I do goblet squat, I feel fine,
yeah.
which is weird. But
But it's probably the amount of weight. Again, like the more that the weight
right,
goes up,
right.
the more unstable it'll
I
be.
guess
Like
like
same.
goblet squatted 135 pound dead.
Yeah, that'd be pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty gnarly. But yeah, like even if I like unwrap uh like what would happen if you went unracks 350 pounds on a bench press? Your arms probably gonna be shaking,
Yeah,
and you're gonna be
yeah.
like, oh shit.
I always think of that like sometimes, especially when I'm benching with dumbbells, like I just can't stabilize like my what side is it? Maybe it's my left side.
Mm,
It's like I just can't figure out my left side. And then I think of that when I do it barbell, like that my right side must be just overcompensating.
when you bench press, or like especially like dumbbell bench press, so that's where you notice a lot of like instability. Do you like do this?
It's a great question.
Because that's where a lot of your yeah,
I don't
like
know.
you try and pull your scapula down,
That's what I should be doing?
Yeah, yeah, try and, like, get your scapula pull your scapula down and get your lats tight, and
Mm.
then a big, uh, um
Probably don't, because
yeah,
when I grab the bar, I know I do that.
yeah,
'Cause it's just like a habit now, but maybe with dumbbells, I don't.
yeah, so treat, like, dumbbells quite like, the same, like, it's harder to do, like, because you can when you're in a bench press, you can kinda set yourself up before you even unrack it.
Right.
With dumbbells, you can't really do that. So like I like pop them up and then I'll get them above my shoulder or yeah, above my shoulders. And then it's like that.
Mm.
And it's getting my lats tight. And then you don't want to lose that tension. Whereas a lot of people are like, when they're benching, they like, oh, I want full range of motion. So they lose like getting my back tight is stability. That's what's stabilizing the weight. My back in a pressing movement is the foundation. And that's where like I'm stabilizing the weight. And as soon as I go and push and I protract and I lose the tension in my back, I'm losing the tension. And the reason why the lats help stabilize and you want to keep them tight is like uh yeah, like just kind of like the way like your pecs will attach at your sternum and then they attach at your humerus. So like when when your pecs contract, they pull those 2 points together. And so it'll be like pulling on your humerus or your arm. Like pecs attach here in the sternum and then they attach here in your arm and then they pull those 2 points together.
Mm.
And to stabilize, you like want to like an opposing force to help like stabilize that. And the lats connect into the back in the humerus back here. So when you get your lats tight, now they're helping stabilize your arm or your humerus in the shoulder joint because you have 1 point here and 1 point here. You're just helping, just keeping everything tight as you're moving that weight through space. And that's where your stability is coming from. So even if I'm teaching people how to like, if I'm doing a stability drill with them, like if you ever see people do like this one where they're holding a kettlebell,
Right.
this isn't doing me a lot of good unless I'm intentional with what I'm doing. Just holding the kettlebell isn't really good here. Yeah, it starts to get shaky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what I tell people is like, you want to think about squeezing something in your armpit, doing this, and then you should feel uh,
Mm.
your lat gets tight, but now you feel like your shoulder is super stable.
Right.
And like, and then when they're doing that stability drill, they're working on maintaining this position and keeping their lats tight throughout that whole drill.
That's interesting.
And that's where your stability is coming from in like pressing movements. And that's why um, having a strong back, strong lats actually helps in pressing movements like an overhead press, bench press, dumbbell press, push ups, and even like punching. Punching would be like a same kind of like pressing movement.
That's where that chain comes in,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, because
Go
it's
down the chain, figure out where your weaknesses are.
exactly, yeah, because it is a system. Like obviously, like yeah, like there are some main movers of the um like in the mechanics of it. Like if you're punching, you know, you got like there'll obviously be a lot of like chest and stuff involved, and but like uh I mean many fighters they don't really train their lats, but if you look at a lot of them, their lats are
They're
pretty,
huge.
they're
Yeah.
jacked. They're super jacked.
Just from the punches.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, so like, uh, uh, strong back, lats, like, uh, that's why I like my advice to a lot of like fighters and stuff is like you got to double down on like upper back, your lats.
Right.
And people sometimes who want to have a stronger bench press and like just trying to get them to get a like learn how to stabilize and actually get the lats engaged. I was like, because that will be eventually your limiting factor. Is like you're going to be stuck at a certain weight because you can't stabilize it. As soon as you take it off the rack or you try and get it up to your shoulders and it's super wobbly, super unstable, until you learn how to stabilize that, you're not going to be able to lift it because you're trying to like balance it the whole time, stabilize it. And yeah, so yeah, that is like where strength is a system, and whether that strength applies to lifting weights in the gym or in your sport is you want to treat it like a system.
Yeah, man, it's cool because like every time you're explaining something, like I can see it. I can like visualize it and I can like see it happening, which makes it for me more digestible, like more, like even a lot of the stuff you're talking about, um, translating to other sports. I'm just like, man, this is like, it's nice when I can see it and understand it. And when, like, it's nice that we're, do similar things,
Yeah,
because I can like see what you're saying and understand where you're coming from. Um, with the fighting side,
yeah,
and I'm like the same way as you. I just like I always refer back to the gym when I explain anything,
yeah.
even in life. It's just like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
it's like this, or like I even refer back to lifting too, just because you know, uh, it's just like an easy visual.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, man, that's like really good stuff.
yeah,
Really good. Like I like how you broke it down too. Um, for people who aren't in the gym,
yeah,
hopefully they can take that and see how simple it can be. And like you said,
yeah,
like simple is not easy all the time, right? Like
yeah.
it's still like hard work.
Oh
But if you
yeah,
can simplify it,
yeah,
that makes it like at least now you know what's going on, what's happening.
yeah.
Um, and hopefully, man, we're almost at 2.5 hours.
Oh shit.
But like I think anyone who wants to learn about the benefits, man, this is a good podcast to listen to. 'Cause I was
uh,
just like I was just like envisioning everything you're talking about all the time. I'm just like, man, that's good. You're good at describing things.
oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I feel like that just came down to training clients.
Great.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
trying to just trying to explain to them, and like, some people just really have no uh training knowledge at all, or
Right.
even like anatomy knowledge. So like if tell them like, like pecs, they don't even know what that means, or
Right.
like
Right.
lats, and then okay, I'm like, okay, well the lats are here and they attach to the back of the arm here, and then they're also attach back down into your hip. And then so then
That's how I was with Lucas, man. Like I'm just like, man, I don't even know what you're saying to me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's just like this muscle and this muscle. I'm just like, man, like
yeah,
so I get that too.
yeah. And then so then for me, like, yeah, just training clients is like, how do I explain this that they're actually going to understand it and it makes sense? Uh, because if I used all the terminology that I would use, like
Man,
to another trainer
right.
or like coach or something,
Let's get lost.
though they'd be super lost. Yeah, but no, I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully, like it does help somebody. Like if you could take like one or two things away
Yeah.
from it,
I think
um,
they will, man.
yeah, then like yeah,
And I
uh,
guess where can people find you then?
just on Instagram. My Instagram's Doell Ethan. And then yeah, I'm not on YouTube or anything yet, but I will be getting on there. But yeah, Instagram's the main place to find me. Doell Ethan, and I'm trying to post more and trying to basically go over all the things that we talked about and more, and trying to post that on Instagram, Facebook, and then yeah, YouTube and stuff. And yeah, that's where they'll find me.
Yeah, man, it's like before we got to know each other, y- like I always just heard people like we know so many of the same people,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. So like I always you'd always come up in conversations that you train with this person or you trained this person, and then it wasn't until the SandMan Games that I kind of really got to know you,
Yeah.
and we got to like chat and have conversations. So it was like I was always just like a person away from you, you know.
Yeah,
So
dude.
then to actually be able to get to know you and then train together now and spar and
Yeah.
um
Yeah, you kicked my ass, dude. Yeah, I got humbled real good that day.
man, it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good. I mean,
yeah,
it was fun. It was fun. I was like, damn, fucking Cole can kick.
yeah,
I was like, I thought he was a boxer. This guy had me fooled.
yeah, yeah. Surprise.
Yeah,
But man, yeah, we gotta definitely gotta get a lift in, and I'll get some.
yeah, absolutely.
Even I was thinking this whole time, man, I should just get you to make me a squat and deadlift program. Like,
Yeah,
come out and train with you, and you can kind of see what I'm doing wrong and what
yeah,
I'm doing right,
yeah,
and then
100%, dude. I would love
yeah,
that. Yeah, like,
wicked, man.
yeah, because I love that you want to deadlift 500. Do
Man,
I'm like, let's do it,
yeah,
let's do it.
that's like my favorite lift,
Yeah.
and I just want to get to 500, and
Oh,
then I
dude,
can retire.
you're yeah. Do it, never do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or else I'll be like, I could probably do 600, you
Oh,
know? Like
that
that's
yeah.
the
That's when you
addiction.
get that is the addiction, dude.
Yeah.
When you're bit by the bug, it's just
Right.
like nothing's ever like the goalpost always moves.
Yeah. Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
yeah. Thank you for having me.
Let's see.